With all the science advancements, people still to this day believe in the 5-second rule, that if you drop the food on the floor and if you pick it up before 5 seconds, you're pretty much good to go. The origins of where this rule comes from is kind of a little bit obscure, but the earliest historical mention of it is about Genghis Khan. In his banquets, they had a rule known as Khan rule that basically said if food fell to the floor, it could stay there as long as he willed it. And the idea was the food made for the Khan was too good to be spoiled by the floor and could be eaten by anybody. It became super popular in the late 20th century. It was mentioned in media, in books, and at that point, it was a social norm. Everybody accepted the 5-second rule. And it got the scientists so pissed that they had to answer in their own petty and nerdy way by dedicating an official research about it. That pretty much boils down to the surprise of absolutely nobody. It depends. It depends on the type of food, more specifically the moisture content of the food, and also the type of surface you drop it on, and also the amount of time you leave it there. Take a piece of watermelon and a piece of candy, and we're going to drop them on two different surfaces. One of them is going to be flat tiles, the other one is going to be a piece of carpet. You're going to drop the watermelon and the candy on the tile and take it, for example, after 5 seconds. And then we're going to just, check for the bacterial colony, and we're going to see the watermelon was significantly more contaminated compared to the candy. Now we're going to drop both of them on a piece of carpet. Surprisingly, again, watermelon was more contaminated than the piece of candy for the same amount of time. But this time, it was less contaminated compared to the tile. And the idea behind it is that the tile is pretty flat. So it has a lot of surface area for the bacteria that gives it the perfect opportunity to just climb and contaminate the food. But the carpet is made out of fine hair, and the bacteria settles at the bottom. So it doesn't have as much contact with the food when it comes to surface attachment. I'm not trying to validate your germophobia here. As a matter of fact, it's been scientifically also proven that a bit of dirt and nastiness can actually boost your immune system functionality. But rather, no matter the amount of time the food spends on the floor, is going to be contaminated to some degree. But for somebody who's immunocompromised, it's really important not to eat off of the floor. For example, somebody who's very old, somebody who's receiving chemotherapy, somebody who's receiving immunosuppressive drugs, for example, like steroids, is going to be a danger to them. But for the average Joe, use the information in this video and a bit of common sense, and hopefully you'll be safe. Otherwise, we have open office at every day of the week.